Okay, great. Hi, thanks so much for having me be part of this really terrific program. I'm Leonard Sexton. I'm a assistant professor at Emory University, actually in political science. I do the political science side of political economy. And I'll just say that, one of the real joys of this project was working with, in my case, a student who was excited about a project and helping them work through kind of the practicalities of how do you read a literature, how do you find your question within that literature, how do you kind of fight with data that don't always have the characteristics that you want, and then how do you kind of like build forward a research agenda that both will keep you energized and interested, but also can speak to broader questions. And so I think just getting those fundamentals down is a critical part of doing research. And I'm always really encouraged when I work with people and they kind of pick it up along the way. And this has been just an amazing experience of helping a young aspiring economist take those first steps in that. And in my case, my mentee was amazing and did each of those steps really quick and with enthusiasm.
My name is Nishant Prakash. I'm faculty at University of Connecticut. I just want to first of all thank Research in Color for giving me this opportunity to be part of this group. I have been mentoring Hector, who is not just a terrific student, but just a terrific human being. And that's something that I admire a lot about him. But overall, this is just a great initiative and something that's very close to my heart. In this profession, I was listening to Lisa and Trevor, and I mean, many of these things resonate. It also has, many of us have faced these challenges in the profession in one way or the other. I remember when I was doing PhD at University of Houston, my advisor was Amy Chin, and once I mentioned to her about the caste system in economics, and she's like, "What are you talking about?" Thankfully, 5-6 years later, she actually told me that I think I know what are you talking about. So as a part of like being a mentor, and I guess like each one of us should take responsibility and also to help student not just grow as a scholar, but also as a human being and as a person, and to pass on all the help that we have got from others to juniors scholars. And that's something that I actually emphasize a lot. Along with Priya Mukherjee, who is not here today, we have been doing informal mentoring of lots of international students, I believe like around 30 or 35. It's a very informal group, but we have been taking it very seriously. So I would also encourage the foundation to kind of expand this little bit more. But thank you so much for doing this, and thank you to all the mentors who signed up and to all the mentee. And let's just hope that at least we teach them to just not just be a good scholar, but also to be a good human being.
I'm happy to go next. Hi, I'm Pascale at Stanford University. I was paired with Sandhya, who did a wonderful presentation. She's been a wonderful person to get to know. I want to just piggyback on something that Trevor's just said, which I think is very right, which is that everyone's experience is unique. And I think this tells us something about the importance of this mentoring relationship, because one could think that, through Twitter nowadays and through all these other social media platforms and through all the efforts that the AEA and other organizations are trying to finally get to do in terms of like putting out information for everyone, you could think that you don't need a one-on-one relationship because there's enough, things being written. There are enough people, sharing their experiences or giving advice or giving, checklists. But I don't think that's enough because, as Trevor said, everyone's experience is different. And so in this one-on-one relationship between the mentor and the mentee, you can really make, I think, a bigger difference in really understanding someone's situation, someone's specific needs, specific fears, specific experiences as they go along, and help them in a way that's much better tailored. And I think in doing that as a mentor, you also learn a lot and become a much better person and much better at anticipating what others may go through, and better at empathizing, as was also something that Trevor mentioned we should do. So I certainly I'm grateful for having had this opportunity. I've learned a lot from it. I'm hoping I can become a better mentor as time goes by for more people. And so thank you everyone for doing this, and let's just do more of it.
I'm happy to go next. Yes, thank you so much. And can you hear me? Can I get a thumbs from someone? So yeah, okay, good. Thank you so much for having this opportunity, creating this organization. I was particularly really impressed. I've been part of different mentoring opportunities. I think this is the first one that I got an extensive amount of guidelines about how to be a mentor, which I thought that was excellent. And I say that because I've had a fair share of good and bad mentors, I would say, throughout my life, and that made me appreciate the good mentors. And I think there's a lot for us to learn how to be better, mentors are sponsors. And I think just kind of repeating what Professor Cook, Lisa, and Professor Logan said about listening. There's one quick example where I had a student who he's a great student, and essentially he had these two big opportunities. One is to work with this very famous economist, and the other one is to work with this really good institution. So they were both really good. And he was deciding between those, and he asked a bunch of, his professors who are all economists about what to do, and everyone was just like, go to this famous economist, go to this famous economist. And it was interesting because I was like, well, if a lot of people are telling you this, why are you coming to me with the same question? Like, what else are you looking for? And so, and we talked about it, and in the end, I didn't necessarily give him a recommendation, but he said that he appreciated because I didn't jump into the gun and said like, you have to go with this famous economist. And there were some reasons, and there were personal reasons why in the end, I don't think it was best for him to do that, and he chose the other option. But that, I think, highlights that part that it was said about everyone in the profession is different, and just because not everyone needs to follow whatever given path that everyone thinks is the right path. So I think that's super important. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'll stop there.
Can I go? Hi, my name is Bokarba. So I'm an assistant professor at the University of California, Irvine. Thank you very much for the Research in Color Foundation. So I wanted to participate to that program because I had the chance to have people during grad school who mentor me, notice me when I was for my ability, and supported me, Bob Lalonde, for those who don't know. So that's for him that I do that actually. So I get great mentorship, and that's why I stick in the profession. Many of my senior colleagues. So why I did that program is that because in grad school, I did not have anyone who could give me advice about how to navigate grad school. I'm from France, I'm not from the US. So sometimes people give advice to students who are actually, every experience is unique. And I think many URM students, you have to realize that your experience is unique, and probably you won't have anyone who can give you good feedbacks that can be that match to you. And I wanted to share that experience with people, how to be strategic and how to, yes, listen to what people tell you, but take it with a grain of salt, in a sense that if I had followed all the advice that my senior peers had given to me, I would not have graduated. Essentially, sometimes I had to do the opposite that like what people advise me to do. For example, people told me, oh, don't mentor until you get tenured. In my head, I was like, well, if I get tenured and I don't mentor, I would have lost like maybe 7 to 8 years. And if I don't get tenure, that means I lose 7 to 8 years of people who come after me and would not be able to do it. So my advice is work on a topic that you care about, that you love. Don't have any problem challenging people who you disagree. Like, I think my chair was Steve Levitt. No, it's not I think, it was Steve Levitt. I don't like his work. My first interaction with him was like, your work sucks. Let me show you why. And he gave me the chance and the space to disagree with him. And I love him for that, although I dislike his work. And try to find people like that. Just like have fun. And if people don't make it fun for you, just run away from them. And yeah, so that's my advice. Just have fun. If people give you a hard time, give them back the same. And yeah, if you have any questions and about that, let me know. I'll be happy to help you on that angle.
Yeah. So yeah, this is Leonard Wanchekon. I'm a professor here at Princeton, but also I'm the founder of the African School of Economics. So we now have a pipeline program for PhD in Benin, in Cote d'Ivoire, and next in Harlem, New York. We just signed an agreement with CUNY to offer for African American pipeline program for PhD in economics. So we will hear about it. But okay, in terms of mentorship, so my model mentor is Chris Udry from Northwestern. So Chris Udry is somebody who always tells you that, tell everyone around him that you'll get up. When you are down, he gives you confidence, and he gives confidence to everyone that you are going to get up. You'll be fine, you know. So because when it comes to minority, many faculty basically tend to rush to judgment about our ability. So you fail the first time, you are done. And not only you are done, but that program might not get anyone like you for years. Because, so, and it adds to the pressure, you know. So, and I think it's very important that we are very encouraging, we are positive, that we always find a way to fix issues that they may have, not to over stress how bad things are or how bad things will be, you know. So I think this is very, very important. And the second point for me is also that, you know, everybody has said that. I think it's very important to do what you like. You know, I mean, like, don't be too strategic about your topic, about your research. You know, I'm going to do this because that's what to get me a job. I'm going to do this because that's what other people are doing. Who cares what everybody is doing? Do what you like. And this is what is wonderful. And you will be rewarded for it. I mean, even if you are not rewarded for it immediately, the fact that this gets you up, that this basically gets you to keep working on it very hard, this is priceless. This is absolutely priceless. You know, the idea that, you know, I mean, this is important, you know. And I think let me put it this way. I think it's also, I mean, in my relationship with Jacob, that's what I stress all the time. I think his topic is unique, it's deep, it's serious. And, you know, I mean, with time is going to be, you know, where it's new to be, you know, so no worries about that. So, and I think this kind of attitude that you to give people, because research today is becoming more and more democratic, you know, I mean, it's not, you don't have to be uniquely raised or uniquely placed to be able to do something unique, you know, but you have to believe in yourself. And it's important. But now to finish, I need to sort of stress the fact that there is no way around the fact that there is a crisis of diversity and inclusion in economics, and that the situation is actually worse than we think. And at any small initiative like this, it's really important. You know, that's why I'm always supportive of anything that people are doing, you know, to get young people interested in economics and to get them to do research. And obviously, this is no means to be the only one, the only way to do it. As I mentioned earlier, I'm particularly focused on pipelines, not on a mentorship program, but I think they are complementary. You know, so thanks for all the mentors, thanks for the organizers and the presenters. It's really wonderful, and you know, and then I hope we keep doing this for a long time. Thank you very much.
I'm happy to go next. So my name is Jessica Goldberg. I'm an associate professor at the University of Maryland. And I want to start by recognizing that this program, this incredible program, was created by a young woman who is herself a pre-doctoral fellow. And so I really appreciate the recognition and the leadership that she and other people who are so junior in our profession have shown. Because opportunities like the ones created by the Research in Color Foundation certainly help mentees learn about research and about the profession. They also help people who are entering the profession learn about the kind of mentoring that works best for them. And so as you go forward in this profession, I encourage you to advocate for what you need, to seek out mentors for what you need at different points in your career, because being mentored does last your whole career. It's not something that expires once you start a PhD or once you finish a PhD. And at the same time, influencing the profession lasts throughout your whole career, as we've seen by people who have created this program and other similar programs in the profession, and by the contributions of all of the mentees who spoke today, who are already influencing the profession through their choice of research topics. They bring their own experience, their own perspective to choosing a research question, which is one of the most important things that we do as economists. So Trevon said this, everybody's experiences are different. That's in the profession, and it affects how we are mentored. It affects how we go on to mentor ourselves, but it also affects how we do research. Lisa's presentation highlights how making room for different experiences means making room for learning more about the world. And I am really grateful to programs like this for expanding that opportunity for people to participate in the profession and therefore to participate in learning about and changing the world.